Hi everybody, we are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. Okay, I'm definitely seeing something going on here. It may feel like the more difficult part of a process right now. We're starting with the Two of Swords. What I'm getting is that there may be something that you're faced with where like something that you had been enjoying is going to come to an end. That doesn't mean everything. I'm just seeing this be in a very specific like area of your life where there was something that you had. Nine of Pentacles, something that you had, something that you have. I'm seeing this be associated more with like possessions, stuff like that. But I was also seeing the Ten of Swords, so this can mean like something that you were doing before. It doesn't only have to be a physical thing. Something that you were doing before, it's like you're not going to be able to do that anymore. And it may have been something that you liked doing. It may have been something that you enjoyed doing. But I'm getting that there's like a conversation associated with something coming to an end. And you could be at the point where like a decision needs to be made about this. For some of you, I'm hearing bringing it up. Again, I'm seeing the Two of Swords here. This is like needing to do something that needs to be done. Two of Swords can sometimes be like a decision that like you could have been made this, but you didn't because you're sort of like putting it off. I feel like Two of Swords can be a bit of a procrastinating energy. The way that I'm picking it up here is like just make a decision already, but you feel conflicted about this. You may also not want the tension that comes with this too, especially, I'm hearing argument, especially if this involves another person, because I was seeing the King of Swords, so definitely can involve another person, or you'd like have to bring something up into the conversation. I'm getting something about a jaguar here. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know that things are going to change after this point, and that's why you haven't jumped in yet, is what I'm seeing. You know things are going to change. But it's actually for the better. It's going to allow things to continue on, but you may be at a spot where it's kind of like this big hill that you feel you have to climb. So it can be like that dread of being sort of down at the bottom. And you're like, I know it's going to be glorious when I get to the top, but I'm very much at the bottom right now. And so you may have sort of been like circling around, being like, do I go up this way? Do I go up that way? Which way do I go up here? Which one do I think is going to be like the least resistant path? But I'm getting your guides at this point be like, you just need to do it. So just pick something and do it. The thing is as well is that when the guidance comes through in a way where for the situation there's like a specific path that you need to go down, you will get that guidance. So if you're posed with like 3 different options of how you can do something, and one is not more guided than the other, and you're not picking up that your guides are sending you like on this one or this one, then it means you can just pick one at random or use whatever logic you want to pick one and just pick one and go with it. Because if there's ever a time where there are options laid out and one of them is better than the other, as far as like what your guides are guiding you to do, they will clarify that for you. So if you're faced with something right now that feels like options and nothing is being like clarified specifically, it's just like you're going over there. There are 3 different ways that you can go. Just pick what you prefer, and that's the way that you go. So that's what I'm seeing here. In case you were wondering, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so things are going to be changing emotionally for you, especially. So this may be like impacting you in that way, even though I'm seeing like logic and thought process in your brain be involved in this for you. It feels like why you've been avoiding this is just because of the clashing that's going to be happening. I'm getting confirmation of this, so if you were wondering. Also, too, you know things are going to change for you. Especially, like, this really, it will lead to changes and also expansion and growth emotionally for you. You're going to be maturing more through this process as well. That's not to say you're not mature already. It's just saying there's growth to be had here within this. I'm hearing division. Take the leap of faith. It's what's being encouraged. Follow your heart, I'm hearing specifically. There had been somebody that you were working with before, but I'm seeing there be sort of an implosion that's happening here. And now it may not be feeling so easy to work with this person anymore. I'm hearing that before it had felt more congruent with them. And now it doesn't feel like this. It feels like it's somehow, it's weird because for some of you, you may have been putting off a decision and like the tower happened anyway. So you could have potentially had more control over this situation because it seems like something is going to happen anyway. I'm hearing give way. But for those of you that the tower didn't happen yet, it's connected with you and at least one other person, for some of you 3. What I'm getting is that for some of you, if you like make this choice, I'm hearing take this leap before the tower comes, it allows you to have like more control over maneuvering through this situation. But for some of you, if you like put this off too long, it's like the tower happens anyway, which it needs to happen because it's meant to restore balance, meaning something had become out of balance anyway, because you didn't correct it yourself, like the tower comes through and corrects it for you. So either way, there's going to be a course correction here, and either way, I'm seeing that it's going to lead to a confrontation between you and somebody that you've been trying to work things out with. But for some of you, multiple people that you've been, we'll call it collaborating with. Just like having these energetic exchanges with. But the tower can sometimes, like for those of you that haven't had the tower yet, where there hasn't been like this action-packed like confrontation or conflict between this person or these people that you're working with, what I'm seeing is that if you get ahead of this, you can make it like not be as high intensity. But also, it's never going to be nothing that you can't handle, so. Yeah, it means that this is like really allowing things to change in a way now where there's like a full completion here that's happening. This is not easy on you emotionally, no. It's going to be difficult, I'm hearing, because it has tentacles. What I see this as, it's like connected maybe with lots of different things within your life, like intertwined. But it seems like, yeah, this person that you've been trying to like work things out with, or that you had been, I don't know, you've been actively like doing something with them here, like trying to work together with them. I'm seeing like the tower happen, which can be like this disruption that happens that affects you guys. And then I'm seeing things like completely come to an end here. So that's like no more of that then. But the beautiful thing about this, always, 10 of Swords means that all of this stuff mentally that's been going on for you, that's been like creating so much I'm hearing wreaking so much havoc. It's done now. So you get to be done with that and you don't have to be moving through that anymore. For some of you, I'm getting you've been having like physical symptoms that are associated with this. I'm getting, for some of you specifically, like stomach problems that you've been feeling. Anxiety too, I'm getting. I'm seeing you also stand up for yourself as well. Like there's something that you're getting very particular with here about who exactly you're connecting with, because it feels like something worth protecting. This is also like using your discernment with like who you want to be close with you and who you're having that intimacy with, and you may be feeling, I don't know, there's like a relationship, a connection that I'm seeing you look very closely at. What's happening here is very important because you are currently integrating two different aspects of yourself that were sort of like untethered from each other before and sort of had their own agendas, and now you're getting them to work together cumulatively. So this is going to be really important because this, I'm hearing ascension, this integration that you're doing here, you're going to be seeing this reflected in your relationships as well, maybe a specific relationship where you had been feeling at odds with somebody, but you had also been feeling at odds with yourself. And this is gonna like clarify. I'm hearing the motivation of that. I'm also hearing the motif, kind of like the theme. And I'm seeing that it's gonna bring something together that had been feeling separated before. So there's like something within you that's coming together here that's also very important. It's like these two energies within you that had been clashing. It feels kind of like a head in the heart type of moment here. This is going to lead to a very, very big change for you within your life, but it's going to, and there can be like a lot of surrender that's connected with this. But what I'm getting is that things kind of had to happen in this way because if you had been comfortable in the way that you were before, like just having Mars and Jupiter here, Jupiter means like you'll be protected through this process and that your guides will cushion you as much as possible and that you don't need to worry about things, like your guides got your back. Mars can be like sort of a more violent way that the energy can erupt, but then you have, it's kind of like, Mars is like sharp things or like something like a crashing that's happening energetically. And Jupiter is kind of like the cushions. So you get jostled around a little bit, but not that much because Jupiter is here. And Jupiter is like, okay, well now that we can't use this energetic vehicle anymore, and you're all like safe and sound after this thing has happened, now we look for like the new one or the next one, you know. So there's a transition that's happening, and it does very much feel like an upgrade that's going to be happening, but right now it's like maybe a bit of mourning the loss of like what you're no longer going to be using anymore, but it's because it's not necessary for you. Like you don't need that now anymore, but you may still be like wrapping your head around that. So this is what I'm seeing here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.